Welcome back. All right. So, Scorpios, first off, happy full moon. We're going to take a look at just kind of what is the thing that maybe Scorpio doesn't see coming. Because, as we all know, full moons are really good at bringing things from the subconscious into the conscious mind. It's a great time to release things or to bring things to the surface so they can either be dealt with or maybe a great idea that can be, brought to the surface and then expounded upon and developed. What Scorpio doesn't see coming in this case, it's a Four of Wands. I mean, I don't know if this is Scorpio or somebody else right now. Could be a fire sign, a Leo, Sag, or Aries, but this is someone approaching, in this case, a masculine approaching a feminine. And this is, I'm not saying it's going to be a full blown marriage proposal, but this is somebody who wants to build an empire. This is a power couple choosing or talking about, like, would you be my, North Pole to your South Pole? Would you be, my other half? Would you be my magnetic, attractive force? Could we build and grow? Could we have a 10 of sacred circles, which is a 10 of pentacles? I don't know if somebody's going to be asked to move in. Sorry, I'm going to cough a little bit. Sorry, guys. There's this full moon here as well. By the way, I'm in the northern hemisphere, so we're going into summer. I know southern hemisphere is going into their winter. Obviously, we have summer and winter shown here, so I don't know where our characters are from. Maybe one lives in each area. Maybe this is going to be a conversation of let's cohabitate. I don't want to do this long distance thing anymore. This could be very excuse me, very unexpected. And the fact that I keep coughing a little bit, I'm kind of wondering if Scorpio's going to be surprised by this, maybe choke on whatever they're sipping. We have got the Three of Pentacles. It definitely could be about let's cohabitate. And it could be like, I cannot believe that they're suggesting this is what I was thinking too. This feels like two people that are on the same path. I know I'm a bear and you're an eagle, but can't we still find a way to cohabitate? I know you live, it definitely could be like north and south. We live in two different locations on earth, but what if we found a place somewhere in the middle? Even here we have, the star above and then the bear and the eagle down here on those pentacles. Obviously there's the star in the middle. It's like, we have to make this work because I really want this with you. I think somebody's ready to make a relationship very serious. Like, I don't want this to end, or I don't want this to be such a continuation of how, difficult and it's hard to do long distance, right? It's hard anytime two people are two sacred circles. We'll both have to juggle this and make it work, but my eye is on you and your eyes are on me. Let's figure out, again, a way to meet in the middle. You notice how the infinity symbol, they're wrapped in it. And again, with the bear, I don't know if somebody's name has, like a bear in it or something, like a last name, or maybe another word that almost means bear, or if a bear is like a nickname, or if there's something to do with, like, maybe someone's power animal is a bear. Grizzly bear. I'm getting possibly somebody who's like in Canada, maybe Inuit, or maybe Alaskan Native or something, where because this seems like a grizzly bear to me. Again and again, to me, I'm seeing a grizzly bear, not like a black bear or a brown bear. I don't know, maybe for some reason I just get like colder northern territory. But I feel like it's, when we look at that infinity symbol, it's a figure 8. And it's like at times they've moved away from each other, but then they always keep coming back. And it's like, what if we could just find a point that no matter what else we have to do, what if we could always still come home to each other? Maybe these two travel a lot for work. The thing is, it's both of them. Both of them want to make this change. Both of them, I don't know if this is a like, would you change things to be with me? I feel like the answer is a resounding yes. Yes, I would take that leap. Yes, I felt like this is the right time. And it's funny because she has this exact deck laying out in front of her, and she's pulled the Fool card, which is the identical look to this. It's a picture of her sitting in front of this gigantic like scrying mirror / throne in her groovy pink sweater, and it's yes, I'll take this leap of faith with you. Yes, I'll move to be with you. I think it is an unexpected, like, someone's ready to just say, I can't do this anymore. We need to just be together. We got to find a way to get this to work out. We got to find a way to be together. This isn't going to work otherwise. So let's figure this out. And the answer is yes, let's figure this out. Action of coins. I don't want to move slow on this either. Let's change everything now. This is the right time. We have to make changes, and we both know it. This has been coming for a while. I feel like this is whomever this is, I don't think that these two have had an easy time. I think they could have been quite distant for quite some time. And now it's like, I don't care anymore about, oh, we have to have this sensible plan and maybe a 3-year plan. I know we're barely dating, or, we really haven't enough time to build together, but let's just go ahead and give this a whirl. Let's move in together, whatever it takes. Let's upend our lives and find a way to like cohabitate and make this work. I almost think that for this storyline, taking that gamble, taking that risk, because let's be honest, it's always still a gamble or a risk. Anybody who's been in a long-term connection that then ended in like a devastating betrayal knows you can think you know somebody, and guess what? You don't. I mean, there's a lot to be said for getting to build trust with somebody, but on the other hand, you can still end up in the same place as if you took a risk on, dating somebody that you didn't have like 3 years of, information about. And it can still be, wow, I never knew them at all, that you find out 20 years later. I've been that person. Those things, big investments of time, can still be shockers. So in this case, and listen, I am not advocating for like, oh, meet somebody on the second date, just be like, I don't even know your middle name, but let's go ahead and move in together. I'm not talking about something wild and crazy. I'm just saying, in this story, these two obviously have a bond. These two obviously have also difficulties in being able to like build what they'd like to. And I think that they're ready to take this jump forward. And it could still be a fairly new relationship. It could be like, look, this has only been 4 months, 6 months, whatever, but can we give this thing a whirl? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Worst that's going to happen is it's still not going to work out between us, right? I just think that we have to assume this. The two of them are already like decent human beings that are not working with secret agendas to destroy each other's lives, right? We assume that part to be true in the very beginning, because these two seem to have a pretty equally matched, intentions, right? They just want to be happy. They care about each other. They feel like this is a special relationship, and they really want to see if they can build something. Yes, there's still worries, right? And there are some more things to talk about, obviously. But this is the first conversation about like, and I don't think Scorpio saw this coming, even though I think they'd been thinking about it too. God, wouldn't it just be better if we just gave this a whirl? Either I move toward them, they move toward me, whatever this is. I mean, they might want to put some fail safes in and be like, okay, I'm not going to, I'll sublet my apartment to come and live with you. We'll see if it works in, a couple months. If not, I can go back, or I'll put my stuff in storage. But, if I need to leave and, we're not working out, I've arranged that I can go stay with family member, while I reestablish my life again. It could just be that there's going to be some planning involved, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things. What are the worries that are coming up? Really, it's just 10 of Wands. How do we tell family that we're going to take this risk? I don't want to be burdened by the fact that they're obviously going to be, other people might not understand why these two would take a gamble on each other. But in this case, I don't really know that this looks like a gamble. This looks like two people who kind of know how they feel. They kind of know that, they were both thinking along the same lines anyway. We have a 9 of Pentacles. We have a 7 of Swords. We have an Ace of Swords. and we have the sun. You know, I kind of think if these two individuals, Scorpio and this person, are having this very serious conversation about like, hey, let's give us a chance. Let's, you know, this is tough, but let's try to make it less tough. Let's give us a real chance here. I almost think that the worries here about we got to make family or friends comfortable with this, it may be that they need to discuss, look, I'm not trying to move in to mooch off of you. I've got my own job, my own money. We'll maybe need to be able to tell family that it's not one or the other of us that's like, you know, going to take each other for a ride financially. And then also, like, maybe we need to let families get to know each other a little bit, right? You know, let family ask pertinent questions. Look, I care about you. I'm not going to be offended if family wants to ask me 25 questions or 35 questions or whatever. I'll meet your family and they can grill me if that's what they need to do. I'm going to answer truthfully. I kind of think that this might be the next component of, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to give this a chance with you, but I got to tell you, we're going to have to make my family comfortable and vice versa. So how do we do that? And it almost seems like these two can talk this out and be like, have everything out in the open, everything clear. It doesn't have to be like, if they're worried about secret hidden agendas, I'm not after you for your money. I got my own money, honey. But let family ask. Let there be truth, shine some light on things. Make sure that family is always accessible. Make sure they can always call. Make sure that nothing gets weird and sketchy. I don't know, family, friends, you know, the people that care about anybody. If you see somebody doing something that seems like, whoa, that's really sudden, I can understand that any friend, any family member would be like, excuse me, you're moving where? With whom? I need to meet them. You know, hell, I'd be that friend who'd be like, family, friends, people who love you. They just want to make sure that you're going to be safe. And I think that that factors into this story in a really nice way. I don't think that there's anything mean spirited. And I definitely don't think that there's hostility around this. So, kind of an amazing twist in this storyline where it feels like friends, characters can actually, you know, connect and take a chance on each other. But that doesn't feel so scary or risky after all. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.